It's coming, 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 coming.
Yo, what is going on, Voyagers? Your boy Finicki back with another video, and today we are going to continue the Ultimate Guide series with Wattson, the Static Defender. Some people just call her the French girl that is really smart, a little too smart for her own good, but you know, whatever. And as usual, guys, if you guys are enjoying this type of video, this type of guys, please make sure you go down and hit that like button. It helps so much for my channel, as well as I hope it gets to more people so that they're able to use Wattson in a better way. So we are going to continue the same type of format as we have done in the past, which is first we're going to look at her background / her lore, her abilities, and how to effectively use her in battle, how to effectively play, / if there were some changes to her, what would we choose and what would potentially make her into a better legend than she already is right now. I hope you guys are ready for it, and without further ado, let's hop right into it. Natalie Paquette, aka Wattson, is known around the Apex Legends as that kid that everybody grew up with / the adorable, cute, loving character that actually can pack a punch in your face around the Apex Legends games. She, similar to Gibraltar, Revenant, and Mirage, is from the planet Solus, which is in the Frontier, in the Titanfall universe. She grew up as an engineer daughter where her father was always going around learning different things when it comes to electrical physics, and she followed in her father's footsteps and began to help him with exploring and understanding how to make electrical pylons / electrical current in the Apex games. With her enthusiasm that was formed from a young age, and with her father's help, they were commissioned to make the Apex games modified containment ring. You know, the thing that makes you go ow ow when it says, hey, you're in the ring. Yeah, she made that. Sadly, on the day whenever the containment ring was supposed to be revealed, her father had died and it left her alone. She joined the Apex games because, like I had mentioned before, she grew up in the Apex Legends scene. She knew all the legends that were competing, and she felt like, okay, this was her family. And so she joined because she felt like it was her home. And that's why you get to use her now in the Apex Legends games. Unlike my previous guides, I am going to actually do the tactical ability first, and then we'll get into a passive, and then we'll get into the ultimate. Reason in doing this is because I feel as though her passive leads really well into her ultimate, and we'll get into that in a second. So her tactical ability is called Perimeter Security. I'm going to put it up on the screen, and it is a 30-second cooldown. And the description says connect nodes to create electrical fences that damage and slow enemies. And there's going to be a maximum of 12 you can have on the map at any time. Just for a little bit more of a description, the nodes themselves will destroy if there's more than 12. So the latest one will stay, but the oldest one will then disappear. So if you move from one area of the map to another part of the map, and you have already used 12 nodes, but you put down another one in the new area, the old one, say at another spot on the map, will then be destroyed if it wasn't already destroyed beforehand. So what you're going to see on the screen right now is there's a little bit of diamonds going around on the screen whenever you have your tactical ability out, and those diamonds are showing how many nodes are being placed, are already on the map. If you see a red mark, it means either you do not have enough nodes in your inventory, or that you are potentially fixing to break another node that is already being placed in the game. Another part of the indicator is you can see how long of a distance it is. Like I mentioned before, it is a 20-meter radius, and it kind of gives you that kind of circular area on where you can place it. Once you are placing nodes and you close a full circulation, you're not able to place any more nodes in that little pile. So if you want to add more, you would have to pick up a node and then add it onto it through another circulation. And as mentioned before, there is a 30-second cooldown without your ultimate whenever you're not near it. And so this is why You kind of have to use your fences sparingly whenever you are not near your ultimate, which makes it even more of a stronger defensive kit whenever she has her ultimate down, which once again we will get into in a later time. When opponents are hit by the fence, they are stunned and they are hit by a little bit, and it also gives you an indicator on knowing that there is an opponent that just hit the fence and where exactly it is and how far away it is from your location. The stun duration is about 2 seconds and the damage is about 10 per tick. Like, this is also a good time to mention that there is not a lot of HP on each node. There's about 25 health points, and so they can easily be destroyed whenever you are shooting at them, when opponents shoot at them, or by caustic gas, or by grenades if there's not an ultimate near you. There's a lot of different things that can actually destroy the Wattson traps, so you want to make sure that you're putting them in spots that are not easily hit by anything. And though Wattson may not be used the most during public matches, or sometimes, heck, not even ranked, there is a reason that she is used in every single professional Apex Legends match. She's also useful in that she is able to make it where it's hard for people to shoot into the fence because you can't really see the player outline nearly as well as she is able to put fences on wraith portals, and then whenever people come through or enemies come through, they are stunned, and that's what makes her so strong, is her tactical ability, gives a lot of information, and provides a lot of coverage for a team. So at the current moment, as it stands in Apex Legends, there is one passive that she currently has that is also the same as Wraith and as a Pathfinder, and it's called Low Profile, and that is where she takes 5% more damage than the regular player. It's similar to that of Fortified or Fortified, I believe it's what it's called, for Gibraltar and Caustic, where they take 5% less or 15% less damage. It's actually the opposite, so it's not good, where Wattson can just get absolutely fried sometimes. So that is a passive that is not that great. But Wattson's actual passive as a character is called Spark of Genius, and instead of it charging just like 20% or 30% when you're using an ultimate accelerant, it actually goes full. So you could be at 7% but hit an ulti excel and automatically get your ultimate back. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this particular part of the passive due to there's not a whole lot to it, right? You just hit the ultimate accelerant and boom, you get your ultimate back. The thing is, she used to be able to have 2 ultimates down, which is insane, but now they have fixed it. You can only have 1 ultimate down. So whenever you're in a tight, close situation, there's a lot of teams left in the circle, but it's a tiny circle, and you're needing to provide cover for yourself or whatever, and you don't have an ultimate up, make sure you have an ultimate accelerant in your backpack. Boom, smack, grab that thing, use that thing, and then boom, you have an ultimate for your team. And another part of Spark of Genius is that whenever she is standing near her ultimate, she is able to accelerate her tactical ability recharge. So instead of it being 30 seconds when she's not near an ultimate, it's instead a 3-second cooldown on getting those pylons back. Next is what I consider to be the most OP ability in the game, and that is the interception pylon, which is also known as her ultimate, and the charge time is 180 seconds, and what it does is an electrified pylon that destroys incoming ordnance and repairs damaged shields as long as it stands. So I mentioned before, you cannot have more than 1 pylon on the same team, and the recharge is about 2 shields per second, and the pylon health itself is 150. It can be destroyed by shooting it, and you can also use it to block doors, and it is climbable. The pylon is also neutral and can recharge enemy shields as well as your own, and it can actually shoot down your own squad's ordinances, such as like Jibby ult or a Bang ultimate. Similar to that of the tactical ability, you don't want it to be in plain sight. You kind of want to protect this thing and make sure that it's in a good spot to where it is effective for your team. It's also catching enemy projectiles. Overall, you just want to protect this thing, and you want to be able to communicate well with your team to be able to know what is the best spot and knowing all possible angles that the thing could be shot. Because ultimately, it really can be the life or death of your team. So one of the more difficult things of me making this guide is how I would change her, and there's not a whole lot I would change. Maybe give her 2 or more pylons, maybe give her potentially 3 more, and give her just a little bit more utility to be able to use her kit a little bit better. But she's already so strong that you really don't have to change much, other than I would say get rid of low profile, because I don't think she's that hard to hit. So how I would describe the best way to play Wattson is to be extremely defensive. And you know, she's not a pub character. I think I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, she's just not very strong in the pubs, but she is very strong in ranked and holding down an area. Whereas, you know, Gibraltar and Caustic, they can kind of be used in an offensive manner, and then provide safety. Wattson's not really that way. She can't really be offensive and effective at the same time. She does have her moments and stuff like that, but for the most part, she is better whenever individuals are coming to her. So how you would want to play her is be passive as much as possible, shoot others from long range and have them come towards you, and then run into your traps. Make them make a mistake, and that's how I think Wattson is best utilized. I'll end by saying Wattson is one of the strongest characters in Apex Legends, and if you haven't already got a main, she is definitely one to think about getting, and performing well, because she is used in a very, very high gameplay. And I wish you nothing but the best. And if you guys like this video, make sure you guys hit that like button and comment and tell me what you guys think. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I make YouTube videos every day, if not every other day, on Apex Legends. And yeah, this has been your boy Finicki signing out and blasting off. Hope to see you again for another video. God bless. Doses, baby.